So Heather, using a scale from 1 to 7, how satisfied are you with your life in general?
I would say 6.
What are the kind of things that makes you happy?
Right now we're sitting looking at the ocean in Costa Rica. That makes me very happy. I love to meet new people and to find out new things because everyone knows something that you don't know. And I love to find time to be grounded, so time in nature, time with your friends. That makes me happy.
I would say a 6 as well.
Okay.
Because I think, there's always that room for improvement. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just really love being in this community and connecting with people, and I think I have a lot of really good relationships in my life, like with my family and friends, and I'm satisfied right now with my career and just having a lot of free time and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
How important is for you your relationship status for your happiness? Does it actually change your happiness level depending if you are single or if you are in a relationship?
No, I don't believe so.
No?
I think that happiness is something that you can create for yourself, and then it's something that you get the privilege to share with a partner. And so I wouldn't say that I would be happier or less happier in a relationship. More so, you just get to share it with someone different.
And you have always feel that way? Because some people at some stages in their life, they might think that they are incomplete, that they might be needing someone else to come and, complete them in some way? Or you have always have this type of thoughts?
No, I think that it definitely was an evolution. It continued. I wouldn't say there was one pinpoint moment, but there was kind of a moment where I realized that a lot of people say that you need an extra piece of the puzzle to complete you, whereas I don't believe that there's a piece of me missing somewhere that is someone else. I think that I'm my own complete puzzle, and you are your own complete puzzle, and then together we get to make beautiful artwork. So I think it just was a gradual realization over time.
All right. And what about you, Carmen?
So I personally believe that my relationships, make me happier, but I don't think that I would not be happy without being in a relationship, but it's just such a big part of my life right now that I think that if I didn't have it right now, knowing how good my relationship is right now, that I wouldn't be as happy. But that's not to say I wasn't happy beforehand,
Okay, yeah.
I think I was very happy being single, but I just love the person that I'm with.
And for how long has you been with that person?
About 5 years.
5 years, nice.
Yeah.
And what are the keys for you, to be happy in a relationship? What are the main ingredients?
Communication.
Yeah?
Yeah, communication and just being able to be vulnerable with that person. And I think that, that's true for your romantic relationship, and that's true for your friendships. The friendships that I'm happiest with are the ones that I can just be vulnerable and open with those people.
Yeah, but sometimes people are kind of afraid of being vulnerable,
Absolutely.
But I think that is completely necessary, to be able to be vulnerable, to establish a meaningful relationship, a deep relationship.
Definitely.
So it makes sense what you're saying. And what about you? How important is for you?
I agree that the most important thing within a relationship, I think that was the last question, is to have your values the same. I think that's what makes me the happiest, is when I know that your values are on the same page. Then if someone else values security and you value adventure, you're not going to have the greatest time together.
Yeah.
But if you can venture through life and really determine that people who are on the same page as you are in the same boat, then you know that you're going to be able to progress and have that vulnerability and communication and love and respect.
All right. Now we go a little bit more intimate, using the same scale than before, from 1 to 7. How satisfied are you with your life, with your sex life in general?
I would say probably 4 right now.
4?
Because it's non-existent.
Okay.
With another person.
Yeah, of course. But that's not all sex, It's you still have
So
other
true.
things to do.
Yeah.
What makes great sex for you?
It's the intimacy. It's the connection. It's not about the physical so much, but the vulnerability that you can have with each other, and the ability to feel like you are one with the other person. You have such a deep sense of trust and security and love and playfulness that you feel welcome to be all of who you are. That's what makes the most amazing sex, because if you don't have that, then it's just physical, and really I can do that myself.
Okay, yeah.
It's funny because I was going to say the same thing, that intimacy and that connection that you have with a person.
No, you must say something completely different, because it doesn't count. No, I'm just kidding.
So I think, the best is just having, for me, that deep relationship with my partner. And, I feel like we have good sex, but like underneath it all, we have like such an intimate relationship even without the sex. Like if you took the sex away, we would still like have that intimate relationship, and I think it's just having like the same values and the same kind of soul.
And what are your thoughts like when comparing casual sex to committed sex? Like, can you enjoy both? Is there one type of sex that you feel that is more, because you are both talking about intimacy. Can you feel that intimacy with someone that is not your partner, like your formal partner, or you think that is necessary like to have a relationship to feel love or whatever to be able to enjoy sex?
I personally feel like the love has to be there. Like that's just for me because I'm a very emotional person. Like, and I just need that connection with someone, and I just don't think it would work to like have casual sex because I need like that underlying like intimacy.
I think it depends how fast you can build a connection with someone, because you could meet someone and develop like such a instant connection and intimacy with them, and then I guess that would be classified as casual sex per se. Or you could know someone for many years and not have that intimacy. So
Exactly.
I think it just really depends, but what it comes down to is not a time frame or to measure it, I would say, or anything like that, but it would be more so of how easily was it for you to connect with each other and to respect what each other wants and to be actually interested in that person. Because if you like casual sex or committed sex or whatever, but if you are fully focused on pleasuring the other person, like that they're your main thought process and the other the same, then you're going to have the most incredible experience and time. But if you're only thinking about yourself, that's boring.
Okay, so it's not about the length of the relationship, but about the intimacy and the connection.
Intention.
That you can still feel it on the first date or whatever, if you're having like a hookup or whatever. Wouldn't that like bother you if that connection didn't last? Because sometimes you might feel connected with someone, at the same time you're saying, oh, maybe this could last or we can build something from this. If it doesn't, does that actually changes your feeling about that experience?
It depends about the intention that you were coming together. If you were coming together with the intention of having a relationship and it was a short thing, that's probably not what you want.
Yeah.
But if you both are like having clear communication, like Carmen said, and are able to have the clear intention of what it is it today, is it a month, is it 10 million years, like what is the situation, then you're good, you're on the same page.
How confident do you feel to talk about sex?
I think it's increasing as my time on this planet increases.
Yeah.
It's definitely increasing. I would say that I'm much more confident now than I was a few years ago. But it really depends. Now I feel very comfortable in saying what I do not want and what I will not stand for, because my time is precious. And if you don't stand up for yourself, then no one else will. And if you don't express what your boundaries are and what you want, that other person will never know. And you don't know. Maybe it's going to be the most exciting pleasure to give that to you.
Okay. And what about you, Carmen?
You know, I kind of believe on the same line of what you said, is as I grow as a person, like I'm more willing to say what I want, and you know, also it's back to that communication. Like you grow together, you're intimate together, you know, outside of sex, and then also in it as well. And so I feel confident saying what I want.
What would you change to enjoy your sex life even better?
I feel like the hardest thing for me is, you know, I work a lot, I travel a lot, and when I'm feeling overworked during the week, like I have sex less than I would like to. And so I think for me, I would just love to be true to myself and just give myself the time to like enjoy that and, you know, have that pleasure, because it's hard for, you know, me and my partner as two working busy adults to sit down and make time. And so I wish
Schedule.
I don't have a schedule, but I just wish that I had more time with him, you know?
I know.
Yeah.
For me, it comes down to the people that you're around. The biggest thing for me to change is like who are the people that I'm around, because they're the ones that I want to be intimate with, like per se, and like making sure that you have a good selection pot. Because if you're only around people that you don't share the same values with, and you are intimate with them, then you're not going to have a fulfilling experience. But if you're around people who you cherish and adore, then you're going to end up fulfilling that if it so goes down that track. So for me, it's about making time to firstly to be vulnerable, to let other people in a lot more and be like, I don't know the answer, like whatever, and to be around people that I really appreciate.
Yeah. No, but let's talk about the schedule. Because some people believe that having a desire, like a spontaneous desire, will be like fundamental to be able to enjoy sex or to initiate sex.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that? Is it possible to schedule sex and to have a good time, or do you really think that you might need that spontaneity, like for being able to enjoy it?
I think it's a necessity. I think that the next committed relationship that I'm in, lucky human, will be scheduled in. Like, of course, there's time for spontaneity, or always, but also it's so important to maintain that physical aspect. And there's a lot of research that shows that the more that you're able to maintain that physical, in my opinion, that physical intimacy, if that's what you're attracted to, the better your relationship will become.
Okay, my turn. I like personally think I love having that spontaneity,
Yeah.
but it almost seems like a necessity, just like in today's age, to also have like just a routine. I don't even want to call it a schedule, I want to call it a routine. So for example, for me and my partner, when I was still in college and we were dating, I knew that every Wednesday night I had a night class, and after night class I would go and have dinner with him, and like every Wednesday night I would look forward to it because that was just our sex night. Like that's when we had sex. And so it wasn't even like having it scheduled, it was just our routine, and I would look forward to it all day. Like, and it wasn't even like just looking forward to the sex, it was looking forward to like spending that time with him and having that intimacy with him, and like I loved it.
Is there anything that turns you off?
Yeah, when people don't do what they say they're going to do, like a lack of integrity, or if you do things and you don't actually want to do them, women can sense that. Like I can sense that. It's like an empathic thing. If you're doing something and you don't want to do that, or you're not fully committed to that moment, or you're saying something and you don't mean it, it's an energetic feeling, and so that is, I'm not of interest to that. When men are different with their different circles, like a completely different person, if you're different with your friends than you would be with me, for example, or with your family, it's kind of like, I guess integrity is very important to me, so who you show up as, I want to know that that's the truth.
Yeah.
Like, is that actually you, or like, because I don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah, like I don't recognize you, like.
You're like, what's important to you?
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like I always like take control. Like I don't want to say I'm a controlling person, but like I just like I'm a scheduler, and I'm like got a to-do list and things like that, and I feel like I have control of like my life and my work, and I'm like very on top of things. And so in a relationship, I almost want someone else to take the reins. Like that's my turnoff, is when I have to like take the reins in my relationship. I want someone else to like step up and be that.
Do you think that is there any relationship between happiness and sexuality?
I think on like a deep level, like we were meant for sex and sexuality, and I think that's like an important part of just being human, and being not even human, being just any being on this planet. It's very symbiotic with being on this earth, and so I think sex does make us happy at some point. It's not your entire happiness, but I think it does increase your happiness when you can just be vulnerable and intimate with a person.
And is it an important part of your life or your relationship?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
What about you?
Yeah, 100% there's a connection, because I think often it gets confused that like sexuality can only be something that is with you and another person, but it's within you. It's like a fire that you start yourself, and for me, being connected to that is being connected to the core of femininity. It's like, dancing is a sexual thing, like the way you eat your food, the way you walk on the beach, like whatever it might be, and that kind of self-expression and then connection is what like brings that vibrance to life.
If you could like travel in time to talk with a younger version of yourself, maybe when you were a teenager, okay? The idea is that you will give a message to that younger version of yourself to, I don't know, give you like a shortcut to enjoy your sex life or your relationship life, like romantical, in a better way. What message would you send to yourself?
I would probably tell myself to just stay true to who I am, rather than worrying about what other people think or what they want from me, and just kind of stick with your gut, you know?
What's your message to yourself?
I would tell myself to follow my intuition every single time that I'm correct. Every time. It just depends on how long it takes you to remember to listen to
Like
the
to your
message.
guts?
Yeah. Listen to your intuition, follow your gut, and know that you are worth more than anything you could possibly imagine. Like you cannot put a value on who you are as a person, as a human, as a woman, and that should be valued beyond anything else.
All right, thank you for all your answers, for sharing your opinions on these topics. Y para todos ustedes, amigos, muchas gracias por acompañarnos en esta entrevista. Espero que me sigan acompañando también en esta travesía alrededor del mundo para que podamos descubrir juntos las claves para que todos podamos ser cada vez más felices. Nos vemos.